Hello you beautiful souls, it's Luke here, that conscious living guy, and if you're new to my channel, thank you very much for viewing my video, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So this video is the last video of my Veganuary takeover, and in this video I talk about making an informed decision to see if you will keep being vegan, what are the correct questions you should be asking, and why big changes are really good for your soul and your life. I'll start by talking through the questions you're no doubt asking yourself, because I've been there. You'll be asking, what will people think if I go fully vegan? Where will I get my protein from? Is it healthy? And is it cheap enough to keep being vegan? So let's combat these questions one at a time. And we'll start with the what will people think. So if you've lasted a month, you'll have coped with so many people asking you questions, but the more this happens, the more confident you'll get answering these questions. For instance, I've been asked many questions since going vegan in 2015, and the answers that I've given have changed the longer that I've been vegan. The more educated I've been, and the more things that I've actually learned. I've been asked, why do you eat things that look like non-vegan foods? And my answer to this question is always the same over the last few years. And I normally say, do you understand non-alcoholic beer for people who don't like getting drunk? Milk-free chocolate for people that can't have dairy? Wheat-free bread for people that can't have wheat? There's another thing that I do say. And if you know me personally, you'll know that I use this and it stops people in their tracks instantly. It's always quite amusing. And it's just the same, but I choose not to eat anything from an animal. Alternative foods fill that void. Now another question that I get asked a lot is why vegan food is called the same as non-vegan food. And my reply is, it always is. For instance, a meat-free pie would be called a vegetable pie, or if a meat-free pie was called a vegetable pie, we wouldn't know what if it was an alternative for anything. So it's a chicken pie so that we know, and others know, who want to try a cruelty-free option for a chicken pie, or beef, or sausages, that kind of thing. I also get asked all the time, why do companies make vegan foods look like meat? And I always love answering this question, as the reply always has no response, as it is that much of a good reply. So I say that it's not our food choice, but do they really try? Because meat doesn't look like meat. Like the way I see it, you don't see burger-shaped cows running around in a field. But you don't see sausage shapes laying around in a pig pen, do you? And the facial expression after I say that is absolutely hilarious. So the next question you'll be asking yourself is, what will people think? Now, back when I was vegan, I did care what people thought, unfortunately. But at the same time, I knew that going vegan was the right thing for me. And if you feel in your gut that you know that it is right and it's the right thing to do, then please don't let other people's thoughts and opinions change that for you, because you won't ever make changes if you listen to others all your life. Now, this question always makes me laugh because you actually don't need loads of protein. It's a misconception that whey protein is actually good for you. It's not. It's actually really bad for you. So you've been making a great choice to have plant-based protein. The health conditions that you get from plant protein is much lower, and there's no really evidence for anyone being protein deficient. If anyone says that, it was a ploy by the dairy companies to sell more dairy. But anyway, I'll leave the link below with a podcast from nutritionalfacts.org, because you only need 5% of protein in your diet, which actually isn't a lot. Now, the last question you will ask yourself, is being vegan cheap enough to stay vegan? The simple answer is, it's much cheaper than non-vegan diets. You just need to know what to buy. The best ways to do this is to live a whole food diet, which will be nuts, beans, lentils, rice, and other cheap foods that are not processed. You can have a mix, which I find helps, But I intermittent fast also, which helps my body rest from processing foods. Another benefit which I'll pick up in another video, but you want to get, like, what I normally do is I get a lot of like dried lentils. So I get dried lentils, dried beans, dried chickpeas, your different rices, which is really cheap to buy in big packs. So the last question that I'll be asking in this video is, why shouldn't you stay vegan? Now, if you can't answer that question without backing that up with facts from research that has been conducted from various studies, then you've answered the question yourself. You'll hopefully be staying vegan and transitioning to a healthy vegan diet for the future and set yourself up for a long, healthy and happy life. That's all for this video. If you haven't done already, follow me on Instagram, check out my website. If you don't have Instagram, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Don't forget to treat people with kindness, spread that love far and wide, and I will catch you in the next one.